Yo, what is up everybody, RexEncholada here. And today I have an OU battle versus my boy Eon Blitz, so check that man out because he is a good battler and he does know what he is doing. But first I want to give a shout out to I guess to him and to Movone because he uploaded his side of the battle on Movone's channel for him because he was feeling sick or whatever. So shout out to the both of them. And I did actually receive subs from that, so yeah, that's kind of cool. But looking at the team preview, he has a hyper offensive sand team. It's not spike stack offense, like not spike stacks hyper offense, but it's still hyper offense, whereas it just puts pressure on the opponent's team. And my team is a bunch of stuff that I was like, hey, I want to use this and I want to use this, and it turned out that all of this stuff is weak to Landorus. And what's even worse is this was the night right before Landorus got banned. Like this was like 2 a.m. the day Landorus got banned. So if I would have waited just a few more hours, I wouldn't have had a team weak to Landorus, and it would have been irrelevant because Landorus would not have been in OU. But yeah, that's just enough of the enough rambling, I guess was the word I'm looking for. I'm tired. So I had this plan in my head that was lead with Espeon when he leads with Loom, threaten the Loom out, bait in the T-Tar, hit up a baton path, go out to Scizor, get huge damage. But instead I decide, hey, how about I lead with Scizor and just F up my whole plan. So I lead with Scizor, he leads with Breloom. I don't want to take any kind of damage, so I go out to my Espeon, half predicting the Spore, half knowing that he's not really going to go for it because I have the Espeon here. And I'm just going to go for a safe side shock, and at turn 2, I have already messed up the whole plan that I had perfectly planned out. But I guess it doesn't really matter because it doesn't really change anything. He did get his T-Tar in for free, and it is chilling at like full, and if I would have got a little bit of damage off, that would have helped because now I can go into I can baton pass, dodging the pursue out to my bandit Scizor. And I can go for the U-turn, but because I don't have any prior damage at all, it's not gonna kill. Like, look how much he lives with. Like, do you see that health? That is the amount of health. That is the amount a Shadow Ball does. Like, if I would have just went for Shadow Ball, I would have been fine. If I would have just went for Hidden Power, I would have been fine. Or if I would have just baton pass straight out, that would have been fine. But anyway, I U-turn out to my Tentacruel, expecting him to want to set up the Stealth Rocks. He doesn't. He instead decides to be that guy who runs T-Wave, which is annoying. If you want to make me mad, just run T-Wave for no reason. Like, there is absolutely no reason to run T-Wave on a Tyranitar. But anyway, he's just going to go for the Crunch on my Tentacruel. I'm just going to finish him off with a Scald. He's just foddering this so he can get a free switch out to the most threatening thing on his team, which is indeed that Landorus. And after all of these after turn effects, he does bring out this Landorus, and as you can see, I'm just going to leave this in just because I don't want him setting up a Rock Polish. I don't want him setting up a sub. I don't want him setting up a Calm Mind. I don't want him doing anything. If he wants to do something, that thing is going to be to kill me, and I'm going to die to make sure that he is not able to sweep starting at like turn 5. So anyway, I bring in the Espeon, and I predict him to want to predict my double switch to Latios, and I know I can live a Hidden Power just because, I mean, it's not very strong move and it's unstabbed, and even though it does have a Life Orb boost, it's not a very strong move and it's unstabbed. So I'm just going to go for a Side Shock, and then here I'm going to predict his switch to Scizor, and I'm going to go for the Hidden Power. But luckily for him, I'm bad, and I'm actually running Hidden Power Dark because I didn't change the IVs. So yeah, in the game we thought it was HP Ice. I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. HP Ice isn't bad. I mean, you can hit those dragons, but it just turned out that it was Hidden Power Dark, and I just never changed the IVs. But I'm just gonna fire off a Side Shock as he killed me off with the U-turn, and the reason I don't baton pass out or anything like that is because I want to get the switch initiative. And with the stand up, Espeon wasn't gonna do anything unless it came in at the beginning of a turn anyway, and the chances of that happening are quite slim. So I just figured to fodder it off here. And if you know anything about Pokemon rules 101 are on a double down, or when a poke goes down, you bring in your Scarf free. So since he brought in his Garchomp, I know it's Scarf, and I am also running a Scarf Latios. So I can just bring that in and just drop a Draco, and nothing wants to take a Draco. Like, nothing on his team wants to take a Draco. Even the Scizor doesn't want to take a Draco, just because, I mean, I'm a freaking Latios. What is there to question? So now he makes an excellent bluff. Like, the way he brings this out, any normal, sane player would assume that he has the Pursuit. and I am a normal sane player, so I assume he has a pursuit, but he doesn't. He just pops me with a U-turn. And looking back at it, I should have just tried to switch out, because if he went for the pursuit, fine, I die. If he didn't go for the pursuit and I stay in, I die. So it didn't really matter either way. So he does just U-turn out to his Landers, and I'm just gonna bring in my Alakazam. I know that I can't outspeed because I'm not running like 0 speed or anything. I am max speed, so I will be able to outspeed, take it out with a Psychic. And now he can just bring in his Breloom and just go for the Bullet Seed. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting him to just bring it in and go for a Bullet Seed. So I'm just gonna go for a Psychic before I die. But it turns out that he makes the weirder at the time play, but when I think about it, it was a better play. Because what he's going to do is he's going to Spore me. And as he spores me, he completely immobilizes my Alakazam, and then on top of that, he dies to the sand because I brought him down to his Sash, which means he gets a free switch into whatever he wants to get the free switch into. In this case, it happens to be his Scizor. So I don't want to take a U-turn just because I'm an Alakazam, I'm frail, I would like to keep my Sash for as long as possible. So I go into my Scizor to U-turn out on whatever he brings in. But at the time, I wasn't realized that the only thing left he had was his Keldeo, and I don't outspeed that. And then he brings in the Keldeo, and I'm like, okay, I'm not Scarfed, so this is gonna outspeed me, whether it's Scarfed, whether it's Specs, whether it's Calm Mind, or whether it's E-Belt, like, it's gonna outspeed me. So, I'm just gonna go for a Bullet Punch, and hopefully he hits his Hydro, because if he misses his Hydro, then I'll feel bad that I went for the Bullet Punch and not the Aerial Ace, which I think I do carry Aerial Ace on that Scizor. I don't know. But yeah, so he does hit the Hydro Pump, making me feel happy that I went for the Bullet Punch. And here I'm going to bring in my Magnezone. At this point, I'm thinking he's like Scarf or Specs. I'm thinking his choice. But here he reveals that he is indeed X-Belt. And luckily for me, Magnezone is bulky and I'm running max HP. This is actually a set that is made to like pseudo trap Ferrothorn and Scizors. Like what I do is I bring it in on Steel types. And then they'll think that I'm the Steel Trapper set. And then when they see that, oh, he doesn't have Magnet Pull, he must be a noob, I'm going to bring something in to take the HP fire. I get off of Specs Analytic Boosted Volt Switch and then just kill stuff. But I'm just going to Volt Switch out to my Alakazam and he's just going to bring in this Scizor. And it's going to take me down to my Sash, and since first turn wakes don't exist, I'm not going to be able to wake up and take him out. And because of the damage roll that he got with the Secret Sword, there's no possible way I'm going to be able to live this Bullet Punch. So yeah, that was just a pretty straightforward battle, just two offensive teams just going at it. And fun fact, if he would have got like a mid to low damage roll with the first Secret Sword, then I would have had a chance of living the Bullet Punch. But yeah, that was just a quick battle that I had versus my boy Eon Blitz. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope that you did enjoy. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And thanks to everyone who came over from Mobile's channel. I hope that you enjoy your stay, and remember that you are a rose in a field of daisies. Deuces.